All right, my friends, so today we're going to be comparing Iron Man 1 interviews versus Ironheart interviews, and just note the marked difference in the attitudes, the humility, the fact that one interview is about the story while the other is just self-flagellation, I would say. Let's get into it.
Okay. I have to tell you, as a critic and fan of Iron Man growing up, the #1 comic, that and War Machine, I've never been more excited, never been more satisfied, and never been more blown away. It's almost like when the movie's over, it's like, I got to go see this again.
Yeah, you've got to remember how unbelievably amazing this kind of thing was for 2008. We'd had superhero movies like the X-Men and stuff, but this really did step up the game. As someone who was a fan of this stuff at the time and saw this movie when it came out, absolutely.
You guys did such an amazing, amazing job. Yep. And honestly, when I first heard, you're going to be Tony Stark, I was like, I'm not really sure.
No, and that's a good question, right? And like, notice how he's willing to say this to Robert Downey Jr. and Robert's taking it like a champion because he's willing to be like, good, I'm glad you doubted me. That's normal, that's healthy.
I mean, and I was like, but then Favreau's at the time, I'm like, it's going to be cool. Plus, I'm a big fan of your work, and you've never disappointed me. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to give him a chance. And you are Tony Stark. I mean, it's in my mind, there's nobody else.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
so, yeah. I sit here and just.
Well, I mean, getting the part is one thing, and then when John
Absolutely.
and I rolled up our sleeves and said, "Okay, moron, now we've got to go make this movie and make it great," and the stuff we did and the amount of days where we realized the scene wasn't going to work, and people are like playing soccer on the stage, and we're rewriting it in feverishly. It was like we literally were like delivering the baby as we were rolling half the time.
And notice, again, it's so telling how humble he is, how he's willing to be like, oh, we idiots were, just being very cool, not too cocky, and really appreciating everything this interviewer has to say, taking it in, right?
I think that's
really cool.
Separates us from the pack a little bit is there's such a sense of immediacy and spontaneity in this that I don't know if we'd want to do it the same way again because it was so stressful. But oftentimes we'd literally be pulling elements out of our ass and making these robots characters and giving them names and thinking of things to do because we knew that the world wasn't full enough. Usually you just shoot an empty world and then CGI comes in and you have really good scenes that are emotional and really scenes that are really,
Interesting, yeah. Almost calling what Hollywood and Marvel is today, to be honest.
Full of rage, and then you think you cobble it all together, whereas we thought this thing has to be working on a bunch of levels all the time.
I want to know and I don't want to know because it's high tech and what's real and what's not real, but there's a scene when you're running and when the explosion happens behind you at the initial when Tony Stark gets injured. Was that real? Was that a real?
Dude, all day long. You want to know why I was running my ass off?
Yeah.
They had 30-gallon drums of kerosene and plant bombs and all. That entire day, I felt like I was in a minefield.
That was an amazing scene.
I had to make it feel real. John said, I'm not going to do anything fake in back of you. I was like, really? He was like, action!
Yeah, and that's what it was like back then for a film like this.
Wow.
And we got to talk about the suit because if the suit doesn't work, the movie doesn't work. And
Absolutely.
It worked big time.
That was another big thing people actually cared about back then. They don't anymore, was like the suit. There's a big thing with X-Men where we were like, why did we not get Wolverine's actual costume ever? The X-Men suits were annoying, and people just used to care. And he's right. Without a good Iron Man suit, there's no good Iron Man. You could look like an idiot, to be honest.
It looked to be, at times, I would imagine you were hanging up there all day and just...
We were working our asses off, and ILM was at the top of their game. Stan Winston designed this really cool suit. And then sometimes I put it on and I go, guys, I can't actually raise my arm in it because it's heavier, like the joints won't fit, and they'd be like...
Yeah, exactly. This was a metallic thing that he was stuck and trapped in all day long, to be clear.
All right, well, take up that shoulder piece, and they go, and then they go, well, now, and then they put like 2 dots there, and they'd be like, now do it. And John was just sitting there the whole time, just in the chair like you were, like, dude, just be cool. He wasn't cool inside, but how, if the director looks over at you like, I am flipping out, then you're going to blow it.
Do you have any pool where I can get the costume for Halloween by any chance? Just borrow it for a day?
Ooh, dude, you don't want to not want to wear this thing to a Halloween party.
Okay.
It's so constrictive.
And now that...
By the way, it also tells you how heavy it is, whereas Ironheart in the show, she's literally able to walk around with all the heavy metal on the suit carrying. This little girl carries hundreds of pounds of metal, and this adult normal man just no, you can't wear it in real life.
This
you
reeks of
carry
franchise forever. Did you get it in your contract to have a stripper pole put on your plane? That's a great scene.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Again, John's, mine, and Terrence's idea. There was a really cool scene scripted, and we said, you know what, we've got to have this thing get really degrading really quick.
Yeah. High five.
Look at this.
Thanks.
I don't know, just
Look at this,
amazing
like,
job.
hug.
I don't know, just
He's just
man.
having so much fun. He's so excited. He's like, it's working out. Now we're going to go to Ironheart's interview. Now, I want to show you this for full transparency because there's going to be people like, you cherry pick the worst or the worst viewed interview. Let's go through the interviews. Sway in the Morning, Sway Universe, with millions of subscribers, 6,000 views in 6 days. We have got Fab TV, 229 views on the red carpet. This one is 121 views. This has a good bit views, but these guys do reactions. These are guys just reacting to the actual show. These are just reactors. And then we've got interviews here. This is the biggest interview with the executive producer, not even the Ironheart girl. Now, this is the interview I want to show you. It's got 61 views, but again, I want it to be transparent. There's no bigger interviews that I can be like giving you and like, oh, well, here's their big interview that they did. Now, here's the first part of it. There's two parts that I want to show you. Notice the selfishness and the fact that they never one time mention anything about the story aspect of things.
What, if anything, while portraying Riri Williams, did you have to pull out of yourself as an actress?
It's all about you, not the story.
Oh man, I mean, I really wanted to lean into the tech, the mechanics of it all, like the physics.
By the way, for her, that just means in like 2 scenes. I've seen the show at this point, so for her, it means she goes. That's what she thinks is the technical. That's the only time that it could have ever happened. The other time, she makes the AI with her brain. She plugs it into her brain and goes, I made it because I'm smart. So,
like just getting that in my body, because there are real folks out here that are really doing this.
There's real engineers
that are actually building and constructing and engineering in the way that she is. So I think.
Oh my God, no. All she does is build fake technology. Like pretends, like the Iron Man suit, she builds this force field bubble. She builds the craziest fake technology that like Tony Stark couldn't even do. It doesn't even make sense in the universe of Marvel kind of fake, right? Like I understand there's a degree of believing that this is a pretend world, but no, like she doesn't.
A technical standpoint, that was definitely one of them. But I think also kind of that impulse to just like do first and ask later.
She just continues to repeat this sentence, by the way, do first, ask later. And again, yeah, she was terrible in the show. Now, here's the other thing. For young girls, now this is a powerful message for young girls. Keep in mind, her character throughout the show is literally a thief who joins a gang of thieves because she wants to steal money because she deserves it.
As far as like superheroes are concerned, representation matters a lot, especially when there are beautiful little brown girls at home watching. What do you hope they take away from watching this series?
This is so sad. If children actually look up to this character, they will be looking up to someone who is literally a thief, like unambiguously. Riri's whole story is, I deserve this money, therefore I steal it from corporations, and then she gets mad at the rest of the thieves for being thieves.
I hope they remember that there is power in standing in all that you are, in being proud and
what does any of this mean?
You, that knowing, that thing that
pursuing you, me.
Yeah, you should be doing and pursuing that with all that you are. I hope that they are reminded that they're capable of anything and that they deserve to receive the fulfillment from
And this whole idea of you deserve the world, you deserve money, so just steal it. It's like, no, you don't deserve anything. You can earn things. You can earn respect. You do not deserve. You deserve what you give. This character, Riri, does not deserve respect because she does not give respect, and she is a criminal thief. So no, this idea of you deserve the world. No, you don't. You deserve what you earn.
Going down that route, from choosing themselves.
choosing themselves. Choose yourself. Let's just be selfish all the time. But my friends, I really want to know what you think about this. This is just such a joke. Look at how amazing interviews were in 2008 where Robert was so humble, so caring, gave a shit, and then we have whatever the heck this is. And as I showed you, this is the best interview I could find. No one wants to interview this lady because this show is horrible. But please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.